Let's roll. Let's.
Ghostwire Tokyo is a game developed by Tango Gameworks, which is also the developer behind The Evil Within, and is published by Bethesda Softworks. In this game, you control Akito, an ordinary human in the brink of death, but survived thanks to KK, a spirit who happens to be in the area where Akito was. The spirit KK requires a human host to function properly in fighting evil spirits. These two will have to work together using one body in order to do that. You'll be walking around the modern city streets of Tokyo, but in a supernatural point of view, where you are surrounded by ghosts and evil spirits. Dialogue and voice acting is great. There's Japanese dub for those who prefer it, but I used the English dub and I loved it. It was well executed and the actors are filled with emotion and clarity. Sound effects and background music also fits the game perfectly and adds tension and immersiveness. The open world map of Tokyo looks amazing. I would have loved to see it during the day, but this game only operates during the night. Still, the streets of Tokyo are well designed and look and feel authentic. The game is like a first-person shooter, only you're using supernatural energy instead of lead. You'll be walking around a supernatural world, so almost all the entities around you would be supernatural. The enemies or visitors each have a core inside their bodies you'll need to destroy in order for them to die. Hitting them with spiritual energy will eventually expose the core so you can permanently take them out. Each type of enemy have unique attack patterns that are both well designed and gameplay-wise puts more immersiveness in battle strategy. There is also a stealth mode. Stealth killing enemies is highly effective and offers a different kind of challenge versus going all out guns blazing. There's that option, which is good. Having more combat mechanics that work well is always a plus. There are different types of energy you'll be using. A pistol-like energy, a close-range AoE, or a splash damage AoE with a longer range, and each of these can be upgraded using skill points. Which leads us to character progression. You level up by earning XP through killing enemies, finishing quests, and collecting souls. Human souls are scattered around the game world for you to save. These will then net you with additional XP and spiritual currency. In my playthrough, I reached max level without completing the map's collectibles. The game world has these collectibles scattered around. Side quests, shrines that reveal fog of war, and upgrades. Completionists can search every corner and they can track their progress on how many they have collected in an area. But this isn't really required to beat the game. In my opinion, collecting these stuff is exhausting. It's repetitive and got boring at a certain point. But you'll get to explore a very well-designed open-world Tokyo in the process, so if you're just out for a stroll, then these collectibles may not be so boring. The main story of the game is pretty short. I love the voice acting and cutscenes and would have wanted more. Side quests are also quite few. What's abundant is the spirits and collectibles scattered in the open world. Ghostwire Tokyo's map feel authentic. It's visually appealing and got me interested in checking out small details around the world just to have an idea on how it feels to walk around the streets of Tokyo. Combat is also fun. It can be fast and sometimes frantic. The narrative also tells a good story. Coupled with good voice acting, it hooked me in. The game also has a lot of reference to Japanese real-world culture. It's good info, especially when you watch anime. The open-world collectibles were nice in the first few hours, but got so repetitive that it was tiring instead of fun. It did not give me the urge or excitement to search for more. Instead, I just collected whatever I came across and just wanted to finish the main story. The open-world gameplay design is lacking in interesting activities, which had a negative impact on my experience. In total, the game is not bad. It just fell short in offering more varied and interesting activities in the open world. The main story, narrative, voice acting, character progression, and combat are what will want to make you push through in finishing the game. Besides the repetitive open-world collectibles, Ghostwire Tokyo is not a bad game. With all that said, I give Ghostwire Tokyo a 7 out of 10.